Everyone, we're doing our project on improving the lifespan and recovery time for finger arthroplasty. I'm David Frederick.
I'm Casey Arpin.
I'm Chris Rockwell.
And I'm Julia Beach.
So the clinical need that our project addresses is arthritis in America. So in America, there are 50 million people with arthritis. And these are only the ones that have actually been doctor diagnosed. There could potentially be many more out there. And out of these, 1 in 22 have arthritis of the hands, which makes doing day-to-day activities more difficult. There are options out there for finger joint implants. The gold standard is a silicone finger implant, but these implants tend to last about 7 years. In comparison to 20 years for your average knee implant. So because of this, fewer than 1,000 finger replacement surgeries take place every year in comparison to over 1 million for knee and hip implants. So clearly today's technology for finger implants is not where it should be.
So as mentioned earlier, there's a huge need for finger joint implants. So we came up with 2 potential solutions to help improve the lifespan of the finger joint implant. The first one that we came up to is hydroxyapatite and covalently bonded to the silicone. This was conducted by a lab, and above are the methods that the lab completed to make this happen. They were successfully able to sinister the hydroxyapatite particles onto the silicone implant. With this, they were able to help make the silicone more elastic and osteoconductive, which would help make the implant last longer. The other potential option that we also looked into was patterning implant services and enhancing the silicone biocompatibility using biomimetic topographies. So once again, the methods are listed here, what the lab did to complete this. So they were able to manufacture pores, screws, and bridges onto the silicone implant, which helped make adhesive fiberglass onto the silicone implant, which made it more biodegraded into the hand tissue. And Casey's now going to explain further about the benefits of this.
So the benefits of coating the already existing finger joint would be to increase the lifespan of the joint, enhance the mechanical stability, reduce the failure rate, which would also eliminate further or secondary procedures in the future, increase biocompatibility, which would also decrease the risk of infection after surgery, decrease the rehabilitation time, and minimize wear particles. So the cost that we need to consider for this coating would be to get FDA approval and also to develop a manufacturing process to place the coating on the already existing finger joint.
Alright, now a little bit about our competition. So our major competition would be the Swanson finger joint. The Swanson finger joint has been sort of a gold standard of the technology, and it's been around for a really long time, around greater than 50 years. The Swanson finger joint has remained relatively unchanged during that period though, so there's some updates. It's a silicone implant that can be seen here with a titanium grommet. The titanium grommet protects the implant from bone, which sort of reduces the wear, but it's not used as often clinically because there isn't as much data on it. The other more recent version is the Neuroflex implant, and this implant is designed for a higher flexion. So you can see there's a reduced connecting area, which does allow for a greater degree of flexion, but patients have stated that they aesthetically like it less due to the shape. And some limitations of this are the long rehab time. So with any of these implants, it takes 2 to 3 weeks before you can even use the joint, and it takes 2 to 3 months of rehab before you regain functionality. And there's also the limited lifespan that we talked about earlier, and there's issues with fractures, infection. These implants can also loosen due to wear, and there's also reabsorption, which again would be through wear. So thank you. Are there any questions?
Thank you for listening to our